Thank you for joining us on Kalkine Media. Sage with you this morning. We have some trending news to share with you. 31st of May saw P&O's Pacific Explorer set off from Sydney's White Bay for a 4-day round trip to Brisbane. A historic journey, not only being the first sail for the last 2 years after the federal government banned international cruises due to COVID, but it's the first ship to dock in Brisbane's new port. And we have Kalkine Media's Rose Jacobs in Brisbane. Let's cross over live now for this exclusive interview. Hello, Rose. How's it going?
Good morning, Sage. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you this morning. Normally I'm there with you in studio, but as you can see, I'm on location today. This isn't, in fact, the cruise ship Rainforest behind me, although cruise ships can be that impressive these days. As you've mentioned, we've docked in at Brisbane International Cruise Terminal this morning, and all the passengers were given the opportunity to disembark. As you've said, this is the very first time that a commercial cruise ship liner has actually been able to pull into the brand new international terminal. There was loads of media there, politicians, the excitement was great. We even had Ricky Lee busting out some Queensland tourism tunes. And so this is really quite an exciting moment. It's great for Queensland tourism. And so we've been given the opportunity today to just go ashore and explore some of the most amazing areas around Brisbane. I'm currently at Tambourine Mountain, and we're doing one of these shore excursions offered by the cruise line. Today we're checking out some of the local coffee plantations and learning about the region. So that in itself is starting to be a real positive boost for the local tourism operators, the producers that help with these ships as well. There's a real boost for the economy in the area. And interestingly as well, cruising is a $5 billion a year industry for the Australian economy. So no doubt that's going to have a ricochet effect to see that the cruise ships are officially back up and running here in Australian waters. It's been more than 2 years. In fact, it's been 2 years, 2 months and 15 days since cruise ships have been operating on a commercial note in the Aussie waters. And that, of course, was on Tuesday evening when we set sail out of Sydney from White Bay Terminal. We went out with a bang underneath the Sydney Harbour Bridge. In fact, there was a sailing party on board. You can see some of this vision here. People were literally doing the Macarena on board the top deck there with their crew doing YMCA. There was an organic conga line at one stage with the guests on board and the crew. It was absolutely brilliant. The energy was so exciting. It was an absolute honour to be part of it. And now we've been sailing for 2 nights on our way from Sydney up to Brisbane. We're just here in port for 1 day today, seeing the best of what Brizzy has to offer tourism-wise. And then we set sail again tonight from Brisbane back down the coast towards Sydney again. Everyone on board has just been amazing. There's just been a real joy to be back. Some real die-hard cruisers have been on board. Some people that are just very enthusiastic about the cruise industry, people who have done more than 30 cruises in their lifetime. You'd be amazed how many people have in fact done that. And there's so much on board to offer as well. As you can see here, there's 18 dining and beverage options on board. That's pretty impressive for a cruise ship that holds close to 2,000 passengers and around about 1,000 crew members. The crew have been amazing, just their appreciation for being back at work. You can imagine how long it's been for them to have been patiently waiting to get back to work during the pandemic time. So yeah, everyone's really happy to be back on board, and this is just the first of many cruises about to relaunch back in Australian waters and set sail right throughout the Pacific region. So I have to say it's been a really positive experience, and I'm really soaking it all in and very happy to report it's been a very positive experience for everyone on board so far.
That's amazing. It truly looks like a floating city with all those people dancing. It looks great. But I'm so happy to see blue skies shining above you, because we were a little concerned for you as you took off out of Sydney Harbour. It was quite a woolly, wet and windy day.
Indeed, Sage, you weren't wrong. It was so windy and cold. We had some 3-metre seas on the first night. So everyone literally rocked themselves to sleep. And in a cruise ship of that size, 14 deck levels high. It really is like a floating shopping centre or a very large building out at sea, So that was interesting. Yesterday, I only really worried about the winds when they strapped me in to do the zip line on board the ship, where you fly from one end of the ship over those swimming pools and to the other end of the ship. And then they have this adventure activity called Walk the Plank, which I also was roped into doing, literally roped in, thank goodness for that. But you do actually hang out over the edge of the side of the ship from 14 stories up high. So, yeah, that's when I was quite mindful of the wind and the weather, but the winds have really died down. Here in Brisbane, as you can see, it's a bluebird day. We've got very little wind and a perfect high of around 20 degrees. I'll do my very best to bring back some of this lovely sunshine to those of you in Sydney at the moment also.
Sounds great, Rose. Good to hear that your adrenaline is pumping, and it's not difficult to see how people can get the travel bug from going away. Where are you off to next, Rose? Any plans for further travel?
Plenty of plans, no doubt. You know me, Sage. I'm always looking forward to the next adventure. I do have some more international trips coming up in the next month. I've got Bali and then Fiji, and of course I've been chatting very closely with my friends here at P&O, talking about how we can be on board for the next adventures. Plenty of South Pacific island cruises will be coming onto the itinerary soon. And I believe New Zealand is about to be back on the schedule. So that'll be a really big push for tourism in the region right throughout the Pacific. So if anyone's going to be on board, Sage, you can trust it'll be me.
Fantastic, Rose. We're looking forward to live crossing to you over on your other holiday destinations.
Thanks, Sage. Have a great day. I'll bring back the weather for you. And maybe a coffee from Mount Tambourine here at the plantation.
Ah, sounds juicy. Thank you. And that was Rose Jacobs with a live cross exclusive interview from Brisbane's new international passenger terminal. And please do keep watching Kalkine TV for more of the latest market insights, travel news and expert talk. Sage signing off for now.